Commissioners order. We'll start off with the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We all have a copy of the minutes of the preceding meeting. Is there any additions or corrections?
Move to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that minutes be approved as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Department head reports. We'll start off with Jay Havlin, Highway Department.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Jay.
We've been trying to maintain some roads and get them ready for chip sealing season. We're putting some cans in. We've got some cans that still need replaced. We're trying to get them in the ground. And we're working on getting the pug mill ready. Start making some more coal mix. So we'll have some overlay on some of the roads. And that's pretty much what we've been doing.
Okay. No big problems, no big
No
breakdowns?
big problem so far.
Okay, good.
We'll know today about, I've got two guys down there getting it up and running it to make sure everything's gonna be right on it, because when we went to shut it off last year, we had a problem with it. So I wanna make sure it's right before we start, because I don't wanna get tank oil there and then find out it's wrong.
Right, okay.
Jay, do you use, when you put these cans and stuff in, do you use brick and stuff like that to kind of help support them or put around them or anything like that?
We'll usually put a riprap around the ends of them, is mainly what we do with them. If there's gonna be a lot of water, we'll do that to stop them from washing.
Do you ever use brick for anything?
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. Maintenance, Bill Gray.
Morning, Dylan.
Morning, sir.
I only have the one thing. I put the quotes in your box for Simplex Grinnell to repair the backflow and to repair the sprinkler system for the drain. That's the only thing I have. I need your approval on. The sprinkler system, that's from when it was first installed, that they didn't put no low point drain, so they can't trip the dry system to do the actual test,
Because we can't rent.
because they can't drain it back down. And the quote for that was $1,750. And that's to put the low point drains in so they can trip the system. And the other one was the repair on the backflow system, and that was $565.
Okay.
And I just need your approval on that.
And that's your recommendation that we do?
Yeah, I
approve
mean,
them?
this is something that's needs to be done since
Yeah, that
it
we've
was
talked about it
installed.
forever.
Yeah,
Right.
since it was installed.
Right.
I mean, everything works. I mean, there's no danger of it not working. It's just, you can't test it.
Right. So we don't know where it's gonna work.
Oh, it'll fill, you just can't get it emptied out. If we got a pinhole somewhere and it fills, most of your sealings will be gone.
Right. Right. Okay. What's the wishes of the,
I make a motion that we accept Bill Gray's
recommendation?
recommendation for the sprinkler system.
Second.
Then moved and seconded, we accept the Bill Gray's recommendation for the quote on the maintenance system. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'd like to also tell you that Simplex is not the one that installed it, so they're not correct in their mistake.
Bill, I had
Oh, okay.
one question. The stuff up there at the animal shelter, the drain, did they get that fixed?
Yes,
Okay.
that's all taken care of. Okay, I just need your signature on a copy of this so I can get it in from, I guess, both copies. And I'll get you a copy.
There you go.
That's all I have, gentlemen.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
IT Director, Ben?
Morning.
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 I have a few things for you this morning. We've been working with different copier companies, looking for quotes and for our auditor, treasurer, assessor, and surveyor. With the technology the way it is today, most offices are utilizing what are considered multifunction printers, so they have the ability to copy, scan, email, and print. So what we were looking at in the quotes was the ability to move a lot of the everyday printing to these units as well due to the low maintenance cost on the bigger copiers, and at the same time find something that was cost effective. We did secure 2 bids. We attempted to secure a third, but we had issues with that company. I believe there was some turnover in their sales department. They never got back with us. So the 2 quotes that I have before you are from both Office Shop and Rico USA. The Office Shop quote came in at $5,110 per unit, and the other quote that we have is from Rico USA at $2,286. The Rico unit is significantly cheaper because they're able to leverage the state contract pricing, which is why there's such a difference in the pricing there. The only other discernible difference between the 2 units is the Office Shop unit prints a little faster at 35 pages per minute compared to the Rico 23 pages per minute. And then if you'll also notice on the maintenance agreements for both units, the Rico USA maintenance agreement comes in at half a cent per copy billed monthly, as opposed to the Office Shop of 0.0081 cents per copy. So the Rico unit's a little bit cheaper on the monthly maintenance, which both maintenance agreements include maintenance, parts, and ink or toner for the units. The only thing it doesn't cover is paper. So, any questions about those or what we're wanting to do in these offices?
Rico USA, I mean, if they needed to do a maintenance, are they really far away?
They have a 4-hour turnaround time.
4-hour turnaround? And the other thing is, if the auditor were go to the assessor's office, it's the same, it will be the same copier?
Yes, it'll be the
I mean,
exact
that
same
way they
model
don't
in
have
all
to,
4
because
offices.
that's been an issue with different
Yes.
copiers in the building.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah, and there are, what I would like to do is we'll actually free up a couple of printers that we can move in other places to save money elsewhere with doing something like this. Again, we want to move most of the larger bulk jobs to these printers because of the low cost of maintenance.
Hal, what time frame? Because mine is, we're,
You need it yesterday.
yeah, mine is bad. real
I
bad.
did not get a turnaround time on them. These are not exotic models, so if they were not in stock, I would be surprised.
And
But
do you think the Rico is a better quality than what was proposed from?
as opposed to the Copy Star, I would say Rico is a more nationally recognized brand. When you start talking about quality, a lot of that gets into IT preferences. I will say that there is nothing about the Copy Star that would entice me to pay $3,000 more per unit.
That's a bunch.
It is. And again, Rico was able to leverage that state contract pricing and come in very low. Very low. Obviously with Office Shop being a local business, we always want to give them an opportunity to bid, but
Right.
it would not be my recommendation to spend $3,000 more per unit on those.
I agree.
Right.
This price is per unit?
This is per unit, yes.
So the 2286 is per unit,
Per unit, yes.
and we're looking at four units, correct?
We need them in 4 different areas, yes. Now, the auditor has funds out, correct, that you can pay that out of?
Yeah, I do have ineligible homestead deduction funds available. I'd have to get them appropriated, but
Sure.
they're,
And then the other 3, we're looking at coming out of the
QCAP.
out of the computer and software that's already been appropriated.
that doesn't handicap you with other things you need to do through the end of the year.
Not right now, no. I mean, barring something catastrophic happening to our
With servers or something.
Yeah. But even still, we have pretty good contingency in there.
Good. Well, I'd entertain a motion that we go on Dan's recommendation. It's, big savings for the one or the other, so I don't really see where it's much of a choice.
Yep.
I'll move to purchase the Rico USA quote per unit for 4 units.
Second?
Been moved and seconded, we purchase the Rico units. Per Ben's suggestion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next up for you, Bill Gray's laptop that he uses to be mobile around the courthouse, interface with the different HVAC systems and so forth, has died. The screen has completely gone blank on it. We've got him temporarily set up with a standard monitor so that he can retrieve his data, but we're needing to replace that laptop so that he can do what he needs to do for his job. The one laptop that I found was through Global Gov Ed Solutions for $499.99. It's a 15.6-inch screen laptop with a Intel i3 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, a 500 gigabyte hard drive. The big thing is it comes pre-installed with Windows 7, which is becoming increasingly difficult to find as Windows 8 has come out, which is why I don't have any comparable quotes for you, because it's getting harder and harder to find laptops with Windows 7 still on them. So it would be my recommendation to purchase the laptop for $499.99.
Are we gonna be in a position then to have to switch everything over to Windows 8, or?
Not for 5 years at least. Windows 8 is by and large being rejected by enterprise IT professionals. Windows 8 is a consumer product built to appeal to a consumer market. There's a few things in the server side that might appeal to some ITs departments, but nothing in there that I see that is going to be largely accepted unless Microsoft were to completely kill Windows 7, which they're not going to do for 5 years, at the least.
And by that time, that computer will be wore out anyway.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. What's your wishes on buying the laptop?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to buy the laptop for Bill Gray's use. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Final thing I have for you today, over the weekend at 911 Dispatch, one of their computers that handles their Spillman crashed. We had to put one in. They actually moved one over from their backup system to get that station back up and functional. I've got 2 quotes on that. Again, from Global Gov Ed Solutions, the HP Pro 8300 desktop for $599.99. The other quote I got was directly from HP for an HP Pro 6300, so it's a lesser model, and that was $719.99. This is the computer that they use to interface with Spillman, which is absolutely essential to what they do over there. It would be my recommendation to purchase 2 of these so that we can replace the one that was purchased at the same time as the one that just crashed. It was on our list to replace anyway because it was still a Windows XP system. So it would be my recommendation to go ahead and replace both so that we have the same model in both places.
But you have a quote on 2 different models, you say?
It's 2 different models. The global quote is a better model for a lower price. That's the $600 quote.
Okay.
So you're gonna do 2?
I want to do 2 of those.
Okay.
So that'd be a total of $1,200.
It'd be a total of $1,200 plus probably $30 to $40 on shipping,
Okay.
ballpark.
And she has money in her.
Is there a maintenance agreement?
No. No. They come with a standard 1-year parts warranty, but with the computers, the printers I'm not very comfortable servicing once you get in there. You miss one spring, but with the computers, it's something I can easily service if something was to happen. And then the parts are covered for a year.
Okay.
Notify the wireless fund, right?
Yeah, it would come out of their funds.
I'll make a motion that we accept the Global Government Educational Solutions, Inc. price of $599.99 each for 2 units.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, we buy the 2 computers for the 911. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Unless you guys have any questions for me, that's it.
No?
All right?
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Ben.
Thank you.
County Attorney.
Okay, at last meeting, Michelle dropped off a grant agreement. I've read this grant agreement. It's a very large sum of money, $854,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 years.
And she presented this at last meeting.
Right.
I didn't have a chance to read it. It was 13 pages long at the meeting, but she presented it. It needs your guys' signatures. I give my endorsement. It doesn't present any risk or liability in signing this. That's not otherwise expected with a contract of this sort. So the other one is Adrian presented. It was a sub-grant agreement as well, and this was for what the maximum was $17,050, I think. He presented this at last meeting as well. I hadn't read it then. They've both been read. They both need your signatures. So I don't believe.
You find no problem with either
No
one of them?
problem with either of them.
Okay.
Here you go, Frank, you can have it.
And the Michelle's grant was for how much money?
$854,000.
And then I got an email from them this past week that with House Bill 1006 going through, they'll step it up to 43,000 for the 2014, and then 48,000 additional for the next year to cover some of this cost for the restructuring of felonies and sentencing.
I don't think you guys made a motion to approve those contracts at the last meeting.
No, they didn't.
No.
Okay, so there'll need to be a motion in a second. But they presented, yeah, you guys heard their presentment last time.
Right. Well, that's got money coming in the right direction anyway. I understand most will accept the grant.
Yeah.
You will do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to accept both the grants that Mr. Bryson was talking about. The one for the community corrections and the other one for the emergency management performance grant.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the commissioners accept both grants. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved, opposed, motion carried.
And I believe that's all I have for now.
Okay. Council Representative, Shirley, you got anything for us this morning?
We had an important meeting this evening about our ongoing conversation about the support for the economic development group. And so we expect a big crowd. I think that's it.
Okay. She makes it.
He's on the agenda. We'll just move him down the list and see if he gets here. You can hear him say.
Okay. Mail, Debbie?
Okay. We received a letter from the Highway Union, which I think is probably pretty standard about this time of the year, saying that they wanted to, they desire to enter into negotiations for wages and fringe benefits for the employees. They say for the year 2013. I wonder if they mean 2014. Yeah. When we discussed the soapbox derby, we have received a certificate of liability insurance for that, and that is being covered through on the city's liability insurance, if anyone wants to look at that. We also received a packet of information from the Bicentennial Committee, and it's outlining the different things that are happening with the Bicentennial, and, you know, maybe some opportunities that if we wanted to do, to put something in the schedule that's going to be the program guide that's going to be used. There's also like a building decoration contest, and I think that's being sponsored by Union Savings and Loan. There's there's information in here about the parade and floats, and information on rules for the parade. And then another thing that said that they still need volunteers for a lot of the events. There's a note in here about the Bicentennial Car Show they're having. And they're going to have a community band, so if anybody want to dust off their trombone or trumpet or whatever they got, get their drum out. So all of that information is available here. That's it.
That's it? Concerning this letter from the union, it's in the past, the attorney and myself and Jay Havlin has served as a committee to meet with the union concerning the negotiations. There's no problem. We'll continue to do that and bring back to you what demands they might have.
I'll move that you be our representative.
Second.
Okay, been moved
What
and
was
sec-
that motion?
I move that Barton be our representative in speaking with the union.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Old business assignment community corrections grant, we just did that. Emergency management grant, Adrian Ellis, we just done that. Centerstone, Thelma Chandler.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Want to pass some information. I am going to talk briefly about the services Centerstone provide in the community because you guys provide county funds to us. I am Thelma Chandler, Regional Clinic Service Director for Centerstone. Are you guys somewhat familiar with Centerstone and our services? Somewhat, okay. We have served over 1,500 clients here in the Fayette County community. We provide clinic outpatient services, home-based services in the schools, and also community support for our consumers here in Fayette County that need additional assistance. The income level that we have served is 200% of poverty, which is 91% of the client that we have served in our services can't afford to pay the fees. And so that's where the county funds help and other grants and other revenues that we get to assist this client that with the inability to pay. The services provided, we provide 24-hour crisis services, individual counseling, psychiatry, medication, substance abuse treatment, family counseling. We have and services to the military. We are very involved in the community. If you look in the paper as far as media, we always try to be the person if the school need us for any crises, or if there's some education in the community, we try to educate the community on the services that we provide. We have, it's somewhat clinic outpatient. We have like walk-in, so if someone need our services, there's a time that they can just walk in. We also take appointments. A lot of our referrals come from probation, from the judges here in town, walk-in, just people in the community from word of mouth. The tax revenue that we have received from Fayette County is about $135,000. The value of that cost is over $200,000. The amount paid by Centerstone is for salary, benefit, and operation expense in Fayette County to provide these services is $2,302,000. On your information sheet, we have contact names, and if you have questions, you can always call our board members, you can call myself, you can call our clinic manager, which is Rhonda Friend. Do you all have any question, you guys too, about Centerstone services that we provide here in Fayette County?
So Cornerstone is open to everybody, not just referral service?
Right, Centerstone, right, it's
Yes,
open.
Centerstone, sorry.
We are, I don't know if you know, about 3 years ago, we merged with 2 other community mental health centers in the state of Indiana. We was the old Legacy Dunn Center. It's just our name changed to Centerstone. Yes, our services is available for anyone in the community, and we have a sliding scale fee, and 91% that we serve is 200% below the property level.
My daughter works for you, so I'm familiar with you.
Okay, who's your daughter?
Megan Jackson.
Okay, excellent. Any other questions anybody have about Centerstone? All right. Thank you very much for the county funds. It really assists the client in reference to providing as much services as we can here in the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melvin.
Government Payment Service Agreement with the Health Department.
And Terry isn't here, but I do have the, I'll explain a little bit while I'm looking for it. What this is in order to be able to take credit card and debit payments in the health department, they are being set up with, through a company, and it's, I don't know if anybody's ever paid anything online to the government. It's, what'd I say? It's GovPay is what it is, and there's a fee that's charged, which typically as that's something else you signed, right?
That's the 2 grants.
Okay. Typically that's passed on to the consumer, but as government, you know,
Can't do it.
well, not passed on. Typically the retailer would pick it up, but we can't pick that cost up. So when they'll have a credit card machine or something that they will swipe down there, then they'll be able to, and then the people agree to the services just to pay the fees just like it is done over in the treasurer's office, so.
The fees added on to their cost.
Right, the fees are added onto their cost. Have you go look for that. I'm not finding it. I'm sorry. I just thought I could reach in here and pull it out. I'm not seeing it. Sharon's gonna go look for it. It's, and that may, I don't know whether that's something you would need to look over, AJ, as far as the wording on that to make sure, you know, we're okay with doing that.
I can do that.
Okay. So, I do not have it, so if you want to go ahead and
Let's do
table
that.
that pending AJ. Here, wait a minute, I found it. I actually found it. It's a participation agreement is what it is, government payment services, if you want to pass that down to AJ.
It is time of the essence to get this signed.
I don't know. I don't know when. They won't,
Is it already in place?
huh?
Is it already in place? When's it?
No, I don't believe so.
Where is it for us to sign? It's just for me and for her. I would
Yeah.
suggest that we go ahead and pass this subject to AG's reading it over and give his approval of it.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept this participation agreement subject to our attorney's reading it over and agreeing with the proper order. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You want to send that down to AJ? Only other person we have is the Henry County REMC, and they haven't showed up yet, have they?
No.
Let's go on to patrons' concern. Any patrons have anything you want to discuss with the board? If not, we'll have approval of claims of the payroll.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. We approve the claims and the payroll. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Did this REMC move? Well, he's not here, so
I know. And that was, what, about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago he called, so he's not gonna be here for probably another, what, 45 minutes?
well, we can't hold this meeting for another 45 minutes. Means he's not here, we'll just have to put him on the agenda for the next meeting. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Move the second, meeting be adjourned. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.